Hello, I'm Super Lucky Die and I'm going to show you how to enter competitions and giveaways on Twitter. First of all, you need to actually register for Twitter and just go to twitter.com and put in your name, email address and choose a username. Now when you choose your username, think of something simple. Try not to use numbers and don't use an underscore because that is hard to type. You're going to need to type this name a lot. When you log into Twitter, you'll be on your Twitter homepage. You can go to your profile page by clicking your photo at the top and choosing View Profile. On your profile page, click Edit Profile to change things. You can add a profile photograph, change a header photo, you can even change your name. Your name appears with every tweet that you send, along with your username as well. You can add a bio to your account, which appears on your profile page, your location and a website if you want to. It's definitely worth putting photographs on your profile page because some promoters might check out your page. You're not going to win much at all if you leave your profile as the Twitter egg. Click your photo to go to your settings. Here you can change your Twitter username, but make sure you let your followers know if you do. If you look on the left hand side here, you've got a menu. You can go to security and privacy. One thing you do need to check is down here, tweet privacy, protect my tweets. Never tick that. If you tick that, it means promoters won't see any of your tweets. A lot of compers do this as an early mistake and wonder why they're not winning anything. Over on the left-hand menu, you've also got email notifications. Now, if you're not using Twitter regularly, you might want to turn on email notifications. You don't have to tick all these boxes. The important ones are probably I'm sent a direct message and my tweets get a reply or I'm mentioned in a tweet. Let's take a look at your profile page on Twitter. Across the top, you've got Home, Notifications. Now a number there shows that you've got notifications that you haven't yet read. Messages, again, if you get a message on Twitter, you'll get a number there. And Discover, which shows you what people are tweeting about. On the right hand side here, you can search Twitter. And here, click that button to compose a new tweet. Your profile page shows tweets with the most recent at the top. The very top tweet can be a pinned tweet where you choose to stick one to the top of your profile. By default, you will see a list of tweets here. You can also click Tweets and Replies. That will show you the tweets that you've sent, but also the replies that you've sent to certain individual people as well. Here on the right, you can see the photo and video tweets that you've sent. If you use the Twitter app on a mobile device, you won't have the option of seeing tweets and replies. You just get every tweet in one list. If you're on a phone and you need to access your profile page, you just need to tap the Me icon at the bottom of your screen. Now let's take a look at the Twitter homepage. This is a timeline of tweets from all the people that you follow, plus the tweets that they have retweeted. You'll see that it's constantly updating. If you use a phone and you want to see your homepage on the Twitter app, simply tap Timelines at the bottom of your screen. When you look at your timeline, you'll see tweets from people that you follow and retweets. You'll notice when it's a retweet because you'll see at the top here the little double arrow icon with Mumsnet Merton retweeted. Now I follow Mumsnet Merton, but I don't follow Southwest Londoner, but I still see this in my timeline because Mumsnet Merton have retweeted it. If you tap notifications at the top of your window, it will show you all the people who've favourited your tweets, retweeted your tweets, new followers, and people who've mentioned you in their tweets as well. Tap messages at the top and you get a pop-up window showing all the private conversations you've had. If you want to follow someone, you can go to their profile page and tap follow. If you're using the Twitter app on a phone, you'll actually see a little icon under every tweet with a little person and a plus sign. Just tap that to follow someone. So how do you send a tweet? Click the tweet button at the top. You've got 140 characters you can use. Just type in the box. When you've typed your tweet, simply tap Tweet. And there it is at the top of your timeline. Now I'm going to take a look at an individual tweet on my timeline. If I click the time next to the tweet, 26 minutes, that opens it up in a new window. If you ever need the link to a tweet, you can do this and copy it from the address bar at the top. Now looking at this tweet, it's a competition. As usual, there doesn't seem to be a closing date or any terms and conditions. That's usual for Twitter giveaways. Underneath the tweet, you've got the option to reply to it, retweet it, or favourite. To enter this particular competition, they're not asking you to retweet, but you have to reply with an answer. If you have to reply to enter a competition, make sure you include any hashtag that they mention. I'm going to highlight and copy that, and then I'm going to scroll down and reply here. There's the name of who I'm sending it to. I'm going to paste in my hashtag, and I think that it's Ed Sheeran. Click tweet. Here's how to enter the simplest of Twitter giveaways, which are the follow and retweet. These are really easy to do if you're on a mobile device. So if you're out and about and you want to enter some comps, get onto Twitter and start entering these. This one here from Aspecto, first of all you need to follow them. Retweet button underneath. What I like to do with retweet comps is reply as well. That's because I know from experience it's very difficult for a promoter to choose a winner fairly from everyone who's retweeted. It's very difficult to track the entries. So if you reply as well, the promoter might actually decide they're going to choose a winner from the people who've mentioned them. So it's always worth sending a friendly reply. It also means that your own Twitter account won't just be a huge long list of retweets. I'm going to reply, and I'm also going to copy and paste the hashtag. It's not a competition hashtag, but I'm going to mention it anyway in the tweet. Scroll down and you'll see there's a box ready for you. It already mentions Aspecto and Adidas, so you can just type in that box. I'm going to put the hashtag, and I'm just going to put love these and tweet. So I've retweeted and I've replied to Aspecto as well. If you know when the competition ends, it's a good idea to try and retweet in the last couple of hours of the competition, because the promoter might be choosing from the most recent retweets or the most recent mentions. You might spot retweets in your timeline from other compers. For example, here you can see that Dawn Adams, who's a comper that I follow, has retweeted a competition from Sunkissed. Now, if I want to enter that competition, I can enter it simply by retweeting under there. That's fine. The promoter knows that I retweeted it. Dawn will get a notification that I've retweeted her retweet. If you do that, don't forget that you do need to follow the promoter too. So you will need to click to open up the tweet and follow. In your timeline, you might see tweets from compers which start with RT. That's what we call a manual or a copy and paste retweet. Here, Lorraine has taken the information from the Ellison's tweet, copied it and typed in RT at the beginning, which means she's retweeting it. This is a manual retweet. Some compers prefer to do this so it appears on the promoter's notifications list rather than just being a retweet. If you see one of these on your timeline, you can't retweet it because it's Lorraine's tweet. It's not the original promoter's tweet. If you want to enter the competition, click on the promoter's name and find it on their own timeline. Here's the original tweet here, so I'm going to enter just by clicking retweet underneath. You'll also find competitions where you need to reply rather than retweet. See this one here from Strada? Win a meal for two. Who would you share with? Tweet us and mention a friend. There's also a hashtag here, which I'm going to copy. So for this one, you don't need to retweet. Tweet us so you can reply either by clicking that reply button there or by scrolling down and replying here. Now, to enter this one, you need to tag a friend on Twitter. So I'm going to tag my friend, Carmen, and then I'm going to paste in that competition hashtag as well. Tweet, and I've entered that competition. For some competitions, you'll be able to send a photo as your entry. For example, this one. Tap in the reply box there and click add photo. Now you'll need to have your photo saved on your computer. If you're using the Twitter app on a phone, you can take a photo there and then if you want to. You can also edit photos if you're using Twitter on a phone, simply by tapping the photo after you've added it to your tweet. They're also asking you to include the hashtag. I'm going to copy and paste that so I don't type it wrong. And there's the hashtag as well. So I've replied to them with the hashtag and the photo, tap tweet. So where can you find competitions on Twitter? A really easy way is to just search for retweet, RT, follow and win. If you search for those 3 words together, you're going to get loads of competitions come up. Now, when you get your search results, always tap all at the top to make sure you see everything. You can search for all sorts of things on Twitter. You can see here my recent searches: tweet photo win, win Instagram competition, Facebook competition. All these searches are going to bring up loads of results that you can look through for new competitions. Once you start following people on Twitter, you'll start to see loads of competition in your timeline anyway. So how do you find out if you've won a competition on Twitter? You might get a DM or a direct message from the promoter, and that can only happen if they follow you and you follow them. The most usual way that you'll find out is just getting a notification. They will mention you in a tweet and say, "Congratulations, Super Lucky Di, you're our winner. Please DM your address to us." And then you can open up your messages and send a direct message to the promoter with your details. Favourites are a way of bookmarking tweets that you don't want to forget about. If you tap a star underneath a tweet, it will save it to your favourites list. You can find that by going to your profile and then tapping favourites. You'll notice that promoters sometimes favourite your tweets as well. That's because they might be using the favourites to track entries to a competition, or they might just particularly like your entry. I use favourites when I'm out and about so I can bookmark good competitions to look at when I've got a bit more time. Unfortunately, Twitter has a limit to the number of users you can follow. Every account can follow 2,000 other users, but once you've reached that, you'll have to increase your own follower numbers in order to follow more. You might need to unfollow users so you can enter more competitions. I use a website called manageflitter.com to do this. Lists are a really nice way of organising people without having to follow them. For example, you don't really need to follow loads of compers. Add compers to a list and you'll have a steady supply of competitions without having to follow them. You can set up lists as public or private. If you set up a private list, people won't know that you've added them to it, so you could set one up for compers. To create a new list, scroll down to the bottom, click Create New List, give it a name, and make it private if you like, save list. Then you just need to add people to it. I'm going to add my friend Rachel here. When you find her, click on the cog, add or remove from lists. I'm going to put her there in Compass 2, close it. If you want to add more people, just look for their names at the top. Click the cog, add to lists. And then to get back to your lists, click on Compass 2 and then you'll get a timeline of the tweets that the list members are tweeting. So you can see we've not got many at the moment because I've just got 2 people in my list, but there's still plenty of competitions from them. When you've got your list, it's absolutely fine to retweet from it, but keep in mind that these compers will get notifications that you're retweeting their tweets. Most people won't be bothered, but you might find that you offend some people if you do too many in one sitting. If you want more advice and tips on winning competitions, then do go to my website at superlucky.me and be sure to sign up to my mailing list.